Meet Paola, a beautiful single woman living in Lima. She's 37 years old and works as a teacher, a profession that reflects her patient dedication. Actively energetic, Paola enjoys playing volleyball or soccer, while in her free time, she loves traveling, reading, and dancing. Paola describes herself as hardworking, respectful, and patient. She has a kind heart and believes deeply in meaningful connections. When she finds the right man, she's ready to give genuine love, loyalty, and emotional support. She hopes to meet a man who's loving, friendly, and intelligent, someone who respects her, supports her dreams while sharing her values. Because Paola finds joy in helping others, she would love a man who also believes that true happiness comes from kindness and service. Do you think you could be the man Paola is waiting for? Scan her QR code to connect with her today. Meet Ailim, a single woman living in Lima who is 34 years old and works as a digital product designer. With a love for dancing, Ailim brings creativity and energy into everything she does. She describes herself as authentic, loyal, and family-oriented. Ailim finds joy in the little things, especially meaningful conversations, and is deeply passionate about growing both spiritually and emotionally. In a relationship, she values mutual respect, honest, communicative teamwork, believing that the strongest bonds are built on shared effort and understanding. Ailim envisions a relationship where both people support each other's goals, faith, and dreams. She hopes to meet a man who is emotionally mature while understanding that a serious relationship is rooted in shared faith and personal growth. Her dream is to build a life with someone who prays with her and dreams alongside her. Do you think you could be the man Ailim has been waiting for? Scan her profile's QR code to know her more. Get to know the gorgeous Liliana living in Lambayeque. She's 24 years young and works as a quality assurance specialist. In her free time, Liliana enjoys dancing, walking, or traveling, embracing an active and balanced lifestyle. Liliana describes herself in 3 words: responsible, cheerful, and fun. She's committed to living a healthy lifestyle and is currently learning English as she prepares for the next chapter of her life, meeting the love she hopes to build a future with. As a lover, she sees herself as loving, caring, and attentive. Liliana dreams of a man who is affectionate, intelligent, and detail-oriented. A man truly stands out to her if he holds strong marriage values and is always working to better himself. She believes that lasting love is built on intention, growth, and commitment. Are you ready to spend the rest of your life with Liliana? Get to know her more today by scanning her profile's QR code. Here's another single Latina living in Tarapoto seeking a future husband, Liz. She's 30 years old and works as an administrative assistant. Her hobbies include traveling, dancing, and watching movies. She is respectful and she enjoys spending quality time with her family. She's attracted to a man who is secure and who exudes confidence. Despite being securely confident, he still has to be humble and respectful. He should also fear God, attentive, and has a good sense of humor. You don't want Liz to be single for a while. Scan her profile's QR code to get to know her more. Meet a beautiful Peruana named Katherine living in Lima. She is 29 years old and works as a manager at a private company. During her free time, she enjoys reading, dancing, and meditating. Authentic, passionate, and courageous. These are 3 words that best describe her. Katherine has a kind heart. As an entrepreneur, she always seeks growth through transformation with joy, intuition, and purpose. She believes in God, and as someone who believes in true love, she envisions her ideal match as a man who is respectful, honest, while also striving to stay consistent. He should also be a man who believes in God, who deeply values his family, and is a loyal lover. Are you ready for Katherine to shower you with love through thoughtful gestures and tenderness? Scan her profile's QR code to connect with her. Meet another single beautiful Latina living in Lima, Dina. She's 31 years old and is working as a nurse technician for over 2 years now. In her pastime, she loves listening to music. She describes herself as someone who is responsible and hardworking, who also embodies good values. She feels the happiest whenever she makes other people smile and whenever she's around animals. As a lover, she's someone who is understanding and attentive to the man who owns her heart. The right man for her is someone also hardworking, respectful, and family-oriented. He should also be an animal lover who is eager to marry her and start a family together. Do you think you are the right man for Dina? Scan her profile's QR code to instantly connect with her. Here's another young Latina living in Peru who's seeking a foreign husband, Miceli. She's 28 years old and has been working as a web designer for 3 years now. Her hobbies include listening to music and long walks. Miceli has clear goals in life. She's seeking a man who has real intentions, stable, and a vision for the future. She wants to start a family with her ideal man. Her ideal man is someone who has a strong, genuine heart, loving and faithful. Miceli is now ready to show all her love to her future husband because as a lover, she is someone who's attentive to her man's needs. Are you ready to build your own family with Miceli? Message her now by scanning her profile's QR code. Meet the stunning Georgette, a 30-year-old single Latina living in Callao. She works as a marketing and communications analyst. Whenever she has time, she loves traveling, watching movies, and dancing. Cheerful, dreamy, and loving, Georgette is someone who enjoys the little details in life. She loves to laugh, cherish special moments, while creating unique memories. What she values in a man is sincerity and genuine connection. Whenever she's in a relationship, she's romantic, attentive, and thoughtful because she believes that a relationship should be built every day through simple gestures, full of love and a lot of communication. A gentleman who is attentive, emotionally mature, and respectful is all whom she wants to meet. Do you think you have the qualities to conquer Georgette's heart? Scan her profile's QR code to get to know her. Here's Rosa, a 37-year-old single Peruvian woman living in Tarapoto. She loves dancing and listening to music. Rosa considers herself as feminine, fun, and a thoughtful woman. Whenever she's in a relationship, she cares a lot about her man. What matters most to her in a relationship is sincerity. She envisions her husband as someone who she can have a good conversation with, a man who's thoughtful and humble, who easily capture her heart. Are you ready to capture Rosa's heart? Connect with her today by scanning her profile's QR code. Here's another beautiful woman who's seeking a foreign husband, Karina, living in Lima. She's 39 years old and has worked as a seamstress for 8 years. Her hobby is designing clothes. Karina is a dreamer, creative, and is down to earth. She loves fashion, nature, and deep conversations. As a lover, she likes to show affection by sharing quality time together. For her, she values trust, communication, and connection in a relationship. Her ideal man is confident, humble, and emotionally stable. A man who's ready to commit to a relationship is what she's looking for. Are you ready to build a strong connection with Karina? Scan her profile's QR code to connect with her instantly. She's the beautiful Priscila, a single Latina living in Lima. She's 31 years old and works as a technical nurse for over 6 years already. She likes to read, sing, and be with nature whenever she has free time. She's a detail-oriented woman who enjoys spreading love to others. She shows her love through sweet surprises. She's now eager to start a family, and that is why she's actively looking for a husband. What is she looking for in a man? The man of her dreams is someone respectful, responsible, and kind. She wants a man who's a firm believer of God and is also detail-oriented, just like her. A man who wants to marry her will instantly conquer her heart. Are you ready to marry Priscila? Scan her profile's QR code to start connecting with her. Meet Winny living in Lima. A 28-year-old single Latina who works as a human resource assistant is looking for a husband. When she has time, she loves volunteering and traveling. What defines her as a woman is her cheerfulness, sincerity, and her clear goals in life. She enjoys the little things in life, such as walking by the sea to have a good conversation. Now you have an idea of what an ideal first date looks like for Winny. She believes that these three are the foundation of a strong relationship: mutual respect, loyalty, and teamwork. She believes in marriage and building a happy home. The man she wants to tie the knot with and build a happy family with is someone who's determined, romantic, with strong principles as a true man of God. Do you have what it takes to be Winnie's only man? Don't think twice and scan her profile's QR code to start connecting. Different Peruvian women, one dream. If these Latinas caught your attention, it's not by chance. It's worth exploring. Connect with them now.
Travel to exciting places and meet hundreds of stunning single women. Check out our website at
peru-women.com.